Good afternoon, everyone, and a warm welcome to our monthly Road to Recovery program that we do conduct from psychiatric rehabilitation. In this month, we thought we will share two stories of life journeys of two young adults, details about which Madam will give, and few just do's and do nots for the participants. Even before that, I'm sorry, I have not introduced myself. I'm Dr. Harish. I work as a faculty and additional professor in the Department of Psychiatry, Psychiatric Rehabilitation Services. And I have my junior colleagues in the telemedicine, Miss Aparna, PhD scholar, Miss Deepa, PhD scholar, Dr. Samruddhi, she is junior resident, who have helped me in making this presentation today by coordinating with various people. And now I would request Dr. Lata, Associate Professor in Mental Health Education Department, to chair the session. Just a few do's and do nots kind of thing, that if you have any kind of question or if you want to ask anything in between, we request you to type it so that it will be easy for us rather than unmuting yourself. And if you want to join, instead of using any device name, please use your name so that it will be helpful for to know that who has joined. If your device is name is getting displayed, kindly change it. And over to you, madam, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Harish Angotu and the entire team at Psychiatric Rehabilitation Services for organizing today's event and also for providing me this opportunity to chair today's session. On Focus ASD, they have rightly put up the importance and the role of the significant role of caregivers in managing persons with chronic neurodevelopmental disorders. So as we all know, caregivers play a crucial role, especially in most of the chronic conditions, which include neurodevelopmental disorders such as autism spectrum disorder, attention deficit hyperkinetic disorder, intellectual disability, specific learning disorder, and also cerebral palsy. And the contribution of the caregivers is not just the taking care of that individual. It actually goes beyond the general caregiving, encompassing the various responsibilities to promote their overall growth, providing emotional support, and also fostering them the independence, and also providing them that with that rehabilitation. And also they are crucial in maintaining the routines to enhance the quality of life through simple actions such as assisting in providing with meals or creating a calming environment, and even having a positive, these can even have a positive impact. And they are also seen that they actively engage in therapy sessions, and also they are reinforcing even by participating themselves through learned strategies at home and celebrating the milestones along with the individuals. So through this unwavering support, caregivers empower individuals to reach their potential and simultaneously inspire others, sharing through these success stories. So today we have two such success stories which we will be actually looking at. One such story is that of Shija, a young boy with autism whose family has done remarkable work in fostering him the independence. So they have actually understood his passion for cooking, and they have encouraged him to actually take up that hobby which brings him joy and a sense of independence. And beyond this, they have also created a nurturing environment that where he can actually perform most of his daily tasks with minimal supervision. And their dedication also extends to actively supporting his speech development. And one effective activity involves the use of a picture book. I think some of the videos will be showed subsequently, where the family has actually tried to incorporate a picture book where he is encouraged to point at images and also verbalize his needs and ask for what he wants. And the family have exemplified that how a caregiver can thoughtfully balance independence with support and demonstrating the transformative power of caregiving. So through their patient and consistent efforts, they have significantly contributed to the success of what Shija is actually today. And another inspiring story is that of Tane, a child with ASD who has gained recognition for his extraordinary artistic talent. And he is also won various accolades, including the Indian Excellency Award by Indian Book of Records. And his work in abstract art, acrylic painting, media has allowed him to convey his emotions and thoughts with remarkable clarity. Request the participants to please keep on mute. So, guided by his caregivers' unwavering support and dedication, he could actually achieve and showcase how caregivers can nurture a child's unique abilities. Because only because his parents have identified and supported these two kids with their passion, they are actually what they have been today. And also, these have created a lasting legacy of inspiration and motivation. And lastly, to end, I would just highlight quickly on the importance of such narratives, especially their narratives in health promotion. So sharing success stories not only celebrates their achievements, but also fosters hope, understanding, and inclusion. And such narratives will shift societal perspectives from focusing only on limitations to recognizing their abilities. And these stories will create openness to information. And also, when we actually discuss about these stories, the people will also identify the real life, like real life identifiers, or even like they will also have a sense of inclusivity in the community, and which shows others facing similar challenges that success is possible and also support is available. And sharing such narratives, especially in mental health or even science communication, they have an effective role, and they're also very appealing. And also research has showed that such success stories will actually have a longer lasting impact. So I would just like to quote two examples from our own experience in the Department of Mental Health Education, where we have worked with people who have quit tobacco, and we have requested them to share their success stories of how they could quit tobacco. And sharing those success stories using the platform on social media, we actually ran a campaign for 1 month as part of World No Tobacco Day. And we actually received a lot of responses for that campaign, where people shared their success stories and what actually helped them to overcome that, and how those success stories were actually helpful for others who were actually struggling to quit tobacco. And one more such example is about a campaign on mental health warriors. This was during the COVID first wave, where actually most of the people were actually at home. Like the schools were shut down and there were no offices, workspaces. So people were actually facing a lot of mental health distress. So at that time, what happened was we actually tried to engage through different experiences of individuals, how actually they were able to overcome their isolation or distress while at home. So those stories we actually posted on each day. Each story was shared on our platform, utilizing YouTube and also utilizing Instagram platforms. So those success stories were also like very helpful in actually bringing people who were actually going through the similar situation to actually overcome those things. So definitely we should actually recognize here the impact of media, which is a powerful tool for sharing such stories, which actually amplifies their reach and also raises awareness and helps us in breaking stigma and inspiring others to take meaningful steps in caregiving journeys. And such platforms will enable caregivers to connect, learn, and motivate, and also creating a ripple effect of positive change. So thank you very much. With this opening remarks, I would request the team to actually invite the stories and the caregivers for their views.
Thank you, Dr. Lata, for setting us the background, and thank you so much for the inspiring story and inspiring examples that you shared. How can sharing stories of multiple people can inspire others, and how others can learn from it. So now we will introduce the stories of the two people that has come as a guest to us, who agreed to share their experiences with all of us to see and understand what are the factors who help them, and how even a simple task can help the person to understand and learn from other people. So now I will first start off with sharing the story of Mr. Shijas. His family is from Palakkad. So they are having a social media platform. They are using this platform to showcase how Shijas is being involved in their daily activities, and how every family member is involving themselves in doing each of the activities and sharing their story in social media. I will first start out with introducing the family members. Shijaz Hussain is a 23-year-old male from Palakkad. His mother is a homemaker and father is the owner of a stationery shop. And he has a family which consists of his parents and younger sibling. Their Instagram channel is being displayed here is at Shijaz Autism. So this is
നമസ്കാരം. ഞാൻ ടിക്ടോക്കിന്റെ ഉമ്മയുടെ സഹോദരനാണ്. എന്റെ പേര് കബീർ. ഷിജാസിന്റെ അങ്കിൾ. ഷിജാസിന് 23 വയസ്സായിപ്പോ. അവൻ ജനിച്ചത് പാലക്കാട് തന്നെയാണ്. ഞങ്ങൾ താമസിക്കുന്നത് പാലക്കാട് മേഴ്സി കോളേജിന്റെ അടുത്താണ്. സ്വന്തമായി വീടുണ്ട്, അതിൽ തന്നെയാണ് താമസം. ഷിജാസിന്റെ പപ്പ പലവ്യഞ്ജന കട നടത്തുന്നു ടൗണിൽ തന്നെ. പിന്നെ ഉമ്മ ഹൗസ് വൈഫാണ്. ഷിജാസിനെ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നതും വീട്ടിലെ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ നോക്കുന്നതൊക്കെ ഷിജാസിന്റെ ഉമ്മ തന്നെയാണ്. പിന്നെ ഒരു അനിയത്തി ഉണ്ട്. അനിയത്തി 6ാം ക്ലാസ്സിൽ പഠിക്കണു. പിന്നെ ഷിജാസിന്റെ വാപ്പാന്റെ ഉമ്മയുണ്ട്. 10-65 വയസ്സോളം ആയി അവര് ഞങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും കൂടിയിട്ട് തന്നെയാണ് ഇവിടെ ഒന്നായി താമസിക്കുന്നത്.
So this is Shija's uncle, who played a significant role in identifying his needs and bringing lot of his potential out to the world by involving himself in various activities. So now we will move on to understand how Shija's journey has begun. So Shija's exhibited social and communication difficulties since his childhood. His difficulties were initially identified by his uncle. Then the family became aware of his difficulties, and they tried to consult some of the local specialists from Palakkad, where they had identified and set the basis for the family to understand his world. And then for further consultation, he was referred to NIMHANS, the management. Then the family approached several centers, including NEMHANS, which involved the extent of travel and from his place to many other places, and they had to wait for longer period of time to even get a small consultation or any other input from the specialist, which also involved a significant expenditure to the family. So then, after a point, they stayed in Coimbatore for 2 years to pursue his education, but they did not find any notable improvements during the period they stayed in the Coimbatore for education. Then there was a local school which opened in the hometown where they continued their education, but because of the transition from mainstream to the special schools to mainstream provide a lot of challenges to him. So he had a difficult time in adjusting in the environment, and other people could not understand his difficulties. So he faced a lot of social exclusion from being slow in understanding and slow in learning. He could not match their pace, so he felt very excluded. So around the age of 10, he began to display some aggressive behavior, primarily because of his difficulty in expressing his needs outside to the world. So sometimes whenever he had a lot of pain, whenever he needed to buy something or to understand something, he could not express, like he could not verbalize it out, so he expressed it to the world as a aggressive behavior. So mainly whenever he was in pain or aggressive behavior. So many of the time he also injured himself, and he tried to bite his hand and bite his wrist to show his discomfort to people. So during the time, his uncle started to take him outside to expose him to the environment around his home. He goes for evening walk, or during that time he frequently asked to buy things from nearby bakery or nearby shop. So during the time, whenever he felt his needs are not met, he would react aggressively, or also sometimes he leave the house without informing the family members. So the family also had a lot of difficult time in understanding his behavior. So at the time, when the COVID-19 pandemic led to a lot of lot of restrictions, and the schools also closed, so which disrupted his routine further. So in return, family decided to find new ways to explore new ways to explore to manage his behavior, or bring in new set of routine to his set of existing routines. So the family they thought of a way to engage him in cooking, whatever they could do to engage him within the home environment, which brought in lot of changes in his behavior. And also he tried to adapt things, because the family also involved in every activities. They did not only direct him to do activities, they also involved in each and every step of the activity. They also did it together with him. So which exposed him to various way of, sensory involvements, like whenever he tried to cook, he excuse.
There is some echo. If you can mute all the other participants.
Yeah. Sorry for the technical glitch. So since the family involved him in a lot of activities and involved themselves, he was exposed to many of the things, like by cooking. They used to teach him to touch the vegetable and cook, and by the smell of the flavors and colors of the vegetables and fruits, he started to enjoy the activity while learning to identify them, learning to identify the smell. He started to name the object and vegetables while enjoying it. So through consistent involvement of the family members in these activities, he gradually learned many of the new skills like cooking, identifying, organizing, even going to the nearby vendors and buying vegetables. He even started to understand the recipes, and he could identify what is missing from the recipe, what step will come next. So all these things he became capable of performing, and also he also managed to do things individually, or many of the activities he needed very little amount of supervision. So additionally, family also took him to a lot of nearby places. They exposed him in traveling. Previously, he used to be very afraid of going to places, but slowly he started to go there and enjoy traveling, and also try to talk to people. So these diverse social situations helped him to develop many of the social skills which initially he was not having. And then he slowly started to form friendship with nearby children, and which helped him to reduce lot of his anxiety, and which gave him opportunity to adapt to various social environment by going to many gatherings of his family and etc. So next, the family provided him with a lot of support while involving themselves, which made him to adapt various activities. Like they personalized every activity. They also come up with a lot of their own strategies to support his every developmental needs, and involve him in daily activities, exposing him to various social situations. And then they accompanied him to every step, especially going to market, purchasing in the shop, and also engaging him in cooking activities, while involving other people also from the environment, while identifying and utilizing whichever of his interest as a reinforcements. So these efforts from the family not only helped him to improve social and functional skills, but also fostered a deep emotional bond with his family members over a period of time. Initially, he was even struggling to open up, but then now he is also part of the family member, and even emotionally, he could connect with every family member. This is about the family, every person in the family from Sijas.
ഞാൻ സിജാസിന്റെ ഫാദറാണ്. എനിക്ക് ബിസിനസ് ആണ്. എന്റെ പേര് സക്കീർ ഹുസൈൻ.
ഇതാണ് എന്റെ മോള് ഹിസ ഐമാൻ. ഇവിടെ 6ാം ക്ലാസ്സിൽ പഠിക്കണു. എനിക്ക് 2 കുട്ടികളാണ്, ഷിജാസും ഷിജാസിന്റെ അനിയത്തിയും. പിന്നെ എന്റെ പേര് ഉമൈബാൻ. ഷിജാസ് നോർമൽ കുട്ടികളെ പോലെ തന്നെയായിരുന്നു. സിസേറിയൻ ആണ് അവനെ പ്രസവിച്ചത്. അവന് കവുന്നത്, നടന്നത്, തലയറച്ചത് എല്ലാം നോർമൽ കുട്ടികളെ പോലെ തന്നെയായിരുന്നു. ഒരു വയസ്സ് കഴിഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷം അവന് ഒരു ശ്രദ്ധകളൊക്കെ അവന്റെ കുറഞ്ഞു വരാൻ തുടങ്ങി. മുഖത്തേക്ക് നോക്കണില്ല, അവന്റേതായ ലോകത്തിൽ അവന് ഇരിക്കുക, അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ ചെയ്യണ്ടായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ എനിക്കത് മനസ്സിലാകണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. അപ്പൊ അവന്റെ മാമ കബീർ മാമിയാണ് പറഞ്ഞത്, ഇവൻ എല്ലാ കുട്ടികളെ പോലെയല്ല, ഇവനിലെ എന്തോ ഒരു വ്യത്യാസങ്ങൾ കാണണ്ടല്ലോ, ഇവനൊന്ന് നോക്കണം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. എനിക്ക് മാമ അത് പറഞ്ഞപ്പോ അത്ര ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. ഞാൻ പാലക്കാട് ഇരിക്കുന്ന ഇടയ്ക്ക് ശിജിക്കുട്ടന്റെ മാമ ഇടയ്ക്ക് വരും, ഇവന് മാറ്റങ്ങള് ഉണ്ടോന്ന് അറിയാൻ വേണ്ടി. എന്നിട്ട് പറയും ഇവനെ ഡോക്ടറിനെ കാണിക്ക്, ഇവന്റെ ശ്രദ്ധ കുറഞ്ഞു വരുന്നുണ്ട് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഇക്കാന്റെ നിർബന്ധത്തിലാണ് ഞാന് ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിൽ കാണിച്ചത്. ആദ്യം പാലക്കാട് 1-2 ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിൽ കാണിച്ചു. അവര് പറഞ്ഞു അവന് കുഴപ്പമൊന്നുമില്ല, ചില കുട്ടികൾ വൈകിട്ടാണ് സംസാരിക്കുക എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. പിന്നെ ഇവന് ശ്രദ്ധകൾ കുറഞ്ഞു വരാൻ തുടങ്ങി, ഇവന്റേതായ ലോകത്തിൽ അവൻ ഇരിക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങി, അവന്റേതായ കളികൾ കളിക്കുക. അങ്ങനെ ആയപ്പോ വീണ്ടും ഇക്കാന്റെ നിർബന്ധത്തിലാണ് ഞാൻ തൃശ്ശൂര് മിഷൻ ജൂബിലി ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിൽ പോണ്. അവിടെ ഡോക്ടർ അനീഷ് ബാബു സ്പീച്ച് തെറാപ്പിസ്റ്റ് ആണ്. അവരാണ് പറഞ്ഞത് ബാംഗ്ലൂര് നിംഹാൻസിൽ പോയി കാണിച്ചാൽ മതി, അവിടെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കുട്ടിക്ക് എന്താണ് എന്നുള്ളത് പറഞ്ഞു തരും. കുട്ടിക്ക് ഓട്ടിസം ആണ്, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇപ്പൊ എന്ത് പറഞ്ഞാലും മനസ്സിലാവില്ല, അവിടെ പോയിട്ട് ഇവിടെ വരണമെന്ന് ഡോക്ടർ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഷിജാസിന് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു പ്രശ്നമുണ്ട്, ഓട്ടിസം ഉണ്ടെന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് അംഗീകരിക്കാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞില്ല, അംഗീകരിച്ചിട്ടുമില്ല. ഷിജുവിന്റെ മാമയാണ് ഇവനിക്ക് തുടക്കത്തിൽ തന്നെ ഇവനിക്ക് എന്തോ പ്രശ്നമുണ്ട്, നീ ഡോക്ടറെ കാണിക്കണമെന്ന് ഇവന്റെ 1.5 വയസ്സായിരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് തന്നെ ചൂണ്ടിക്കാണിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഞങ്ങള് അവിടെ എത്തിപ്പെടാൻ ഇവനിക്ക് 2.5 വയസ്സായി. വേറെന്താണ്? ഷിജു നല്ല കുട്ടിയാണ്. ഷിക്കുട്ടാ, ആരാ ഊഞ്ഞാലാട്ടുന്നത്? പറയാം. ഒന്നും കൂടി പറയാം. മാമ. പറ, ഞാൻ ആരാണ് ശരിക്കുട്ട? പറയാം. ഉമ്മ. ഗുഡ് ബൈ. ബൈ ബൈ.
So this video, his family members graciously explaining about their journey from the beginning, how they got to know about his difficulties and challenges, and then how they went to a specialist to identify his special needs and how he was referred, and then what are the things they did to make him more comfortable, and how they came to understand of his challenges and special abilities. So how the family provided care and support from the beginning. So some of these things were expressed by his uncle. So they are saying that by traveling back and forth solely for training was very difficult for them, and then they believe that along with the professional training, the family also must understand the condition and actively should be involved in every phase. They should also have some patience and dedicate special time to be with the child. So the change won't happen just with money. It also requires hands-on effort and commitment from the family. He also explains that Sija had a habit of leaving the house without their knowledge. They tried to tie a band on his hand initially with his name and contact detail, but he would quickly remove it. So by releasing videos in the social media platform, they tried to they were having a hope that public will come to know about him, and they will also make it easier to identify if he ever get lost. So this was the main reason they wanted to put their video in social media. So now with these videos on public platform, people recognize him and also approach him when they see him outside, even without family members. So they made every opportunity in adversity as their platform. So initially they made cooking videos to keep him motivated and engaged in activities where none of the other things were not accessible to them. So then the uncle learned cooking for Sijas, and he loves to have a hot and warm food. So this was the thing they identified, that this would make him more interested if they give it as an activity. So then they initially then he also interested in cooking, especially his favorite. So uncle also made cooking as his one of the favorite. So these videos are available in social media platform in YouTube and also Instagram. We encourage you to watch his cooking videos when you have time. So uncle, we have a small clipping of uncle describing in this video about limitations of Sijas, and then uncle also described how did he explored things that was interesting to him, and they initially tried to keep Sijas occupied. Uncle also has a big story to describe his journey and his association with Sijas, how it started, and then how he understood his emotions and needs.
ഷിജുക്കുട്ടൻ ഓട്ടിസം അവസ്ഥയിൽ വളരെ മോശമായ അവസ്ഥയിലായിരുന്നു. അവൻ തീരെ മുഖത്ത് നോക്കില്ല, ഒന്നും പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒന്നും കേൾക്കില്ല. അങ്ങനെ വളരെ മോശം അവസ്ഥയും ഭയങ്കര ദേഷ്യക്കാരനും വാശിക്കാരനുമായിരുന്നു. ഞങ്ങളിത് പെട്ടെന്നൊക്കെ മാറിക്കിട്ടുന്ന വിചാരിച്ചത്. പിന്നീട് ഇത് പുകയാണ്, ഇത് കാലാകാലം ഉണ്ടാവും, മെല്ലെ അങ്ങനെ മാറിക്കിട്ടുള്ളൂ, വലിയ മാറ്റങ്ങളൊന്നും ഉണ്ടായില്ല, നമ്മളുടെ സപ്പോർട്ട് ഒന്നും വേണമെന്നൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ പിന്നീടാണ് മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നത്. പക്ഷെ കുക്കിംഗ് വന്ന പിന്നെ അവനിക്ക് പെട്ടെന്ന് നല്ല മാറ്റങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടായി കുക്കിംഗ് വീട്ടുജോലിയിലൂടെ. അപ്പൊ കുക്കിംഗ് വീട്ടുജോലിയിലൂടെ ഇത്തരം കുട്ടികൾക്ക് ഒരുപാട് മാറ്റങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയെടുക്കാൻ കഴിയുന്നതാണ് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് വിശ്വാസം. ഓട്ടിസം കുട്ടികളുടെ വീട്ടുജോലി, കുക്കിങ്, ഇതിൽ കൂടെ നമ്മളെ ചേർത്തിട്ട് അതാത് പ്രായത്തില് നമ്മ പഠിപ്പിക്കുക. അവരിനെ സൈക്കിൾ ഓട്ടുന്ന പ്രായത്തിൽ സൈക്കിൾ ഓട്ടുന്നത്, നീന്തിക്കുന്ന പ്രായത്തിൽ നീന്താൻ പഠിപ്പിക്കുക, വീട്ടുജോലി ചെയ്യിപ്പിക്കുന്ന പ്രായത്തിൽ വീട്ടുജോലി, ഇങ്ങനെ നമ്മളുടെ കൂടെ എല്ലാത്തിനും കൂട്ടി നടത്തിയ അതാത് പ്രായത്തില് പുറത്തു കൊണ്ടുപോകേണ്ട സമയത്ത് പുറത്തു കൊണ്ടുപോവുക, അങ്ങാടികളിൽ കൊണ്ടുപോവുക, മാർക്കറ്റിൽ കൊണ്ടുപോവുക. ഞങ്ങൾ ഇവനെ എല്ലായിടത്തും കൊണ്ടുപോകും. അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ കൊണ്ടുപോകാൻ തുടങ്ങിയപ്പോഴാണ് അതിന് നല്ല മാറ്റം ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഇവന്റെ എല്ലാം മാറി എല്ലാം ശരിയായിട്ട് ഇതിനെ പുറത്തു കൊണ്ടുപോകാൻ പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരിക്കലും നടക്കില്ല. വലുതാകും തോറും അവര് വാസിയും ഇതൊക്കെ കൂടും, പിന്നെ നമ്മുടെ കൺട്രോളിൽ കിട്ടാണ്ടാവും. അപ്പൊ തുടക്കത്തിൽ തന്നെ നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ എല്ലാ രീതിയിലും അതിനെ പരിശീലിപ്പിച്ച് കൊണ്ടുപോയി എടുക്കണം. ആദ്യമൊക്കെ തുടക്കത്തിൽ വളരെ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാവും, എങ്കിലും അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ ചെയ്താൽ മാത്രമേ ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള കുട്ടികളിൽ മാറ്റം ഉണ്ടാക്കിയെടുക്കാൻ കഴിയുള്ളൂ. ഷിജു 12 വയസ്സ് മുതൽ ഒരു 18 വയസ്സ് വരെ ആ ഭയങ്കര ദേഷ്യവും വാസികളൊക്കെ കാണിക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. എല്ലാം വലിച്ചെറിയുക, എടുത്ത് നശിപ്പിക്കുക, നേരം വെളുക്കുന്ന വരെ ഉറങ്ങാതിരിക്കുക, കർട്ടൻ വലിച്ചെറിയുക, TV വലിച്ചെറിയുക, അങ്ങനെ ഭയങ്കര വാസിയായിരുന്നു. അങ്ങനെ എന്റെ സഹോദരിക്ക് ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക് അവനെ നോക്കാൻ പറ്റാണ്ടായി, ഉറക്കമില്ലാണ്ടായി. അങ്ങനെ ഇവർക്കൊക്കെ ഭയങ്കര ക്ഷീണമായി. ഞാൻ മരിക്കുന്നുള്ള അവസ്ഥയിൽ അവള് പറഞ്ഞപ്പോഴാണ് ഞാൻ എന്റെ വീട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് പിന്നെ സഹായിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിട്ട് വരുന്നത്. അങ്ങനെ ഞാൻ ഷിജാസിന്റെ കൂടെ കൂട്ടുകൂടി സ്നേഹത്തിൽ അങ്ങനെ ഇടയ്ക്കിടയ്ക്ക് വരവും പൊക്കക്കായി. അങ്ങനെ പിന്നെ ഞങ്ങൾ തമ്മിൽ പിരിയാൻ പറ്റാത്ത സ്നേഹബന്ധങ്ങളായി. ഇവര് നിഷ്കളങ്കരായ കുട്ടികളാണ്. ഇവര് അറിഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് ഒരു തെറ്റും ചെയ്യില്ല. അതേമാതിരി ഒരു വാസിയോ ഒരു വഴക്കൊന്നും ഒരു അറിയാതെ ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് ഇവര്, അറിഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടൊന്നും ചെയ്യുന്നതല്ല. പിന്നെ ചില സ്വഭാവത്തിലുള്ള ചില സമയത്തുള്ള ദേഷ്യം കൊണ്ട് എന്താണ് ചെയ്യണതെന്ന് അറിയാണ്ടാണ് അവര് പല ഇത് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് അവര് ശാന്തരായിരിക്കും. നമ്മ തല്ലിയാൽ പോലും അവർക്ക് തിരിച്ച് എന്താണ് ചെയ്യണമെന്ന് അറിയില്ല. നമ്മ മുമ്പ് തല്ലിയതാണെന്നുള്ള വൈരാഗ്യം വെക്കാനൊന്നും അവർക്ക് അറിയില്ല. ആ കഴിഞ്ഞതോട് കഴിഞ്ഞു. അങ്ങനെയാണ്. അങ്ങനെ ഞാൻ ഷിജുവിന് ഇടയ്ക്കിടയ്ക്ക് വന്ന് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നു. അങ്ങനെ സ്നേഹമായി, എനിക്ക് വിട്ടുപിരിയാൻ പറ്റാത്ത സ്നേഹബന്ധമായി. അങ്ങനെയാണ് ഞാൻ ഷിജുവിന്റെ കൂടെ കൂടുന്നതും പിന്നെ കുക്കിങ്ങിലൂടെ കൂടുന്നതും ഇപ്പൊ അവന്റെ കൂടെ ഫുൾ ടൈം ഉള്ളത്. എനിക്ക് അവനെയും കാണാതിരിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല, ഷിജുക്കുട്ടനിക്ക് എന്നെയും കാണാതിരിക്കാൻ പറ്റാത്ത ഒരു ബന്ധത്തിലായിപ്പോ.
So uncle also has his own observation on his learning and his own way of approach. What we can find in books as applied behavioral analysis and behavior modification. He uses his own ways to teach him, modify him, and he uses his own way to reinforce his every positive behavior. So this story also illustrates that range of positive outcomes that can be there when one-to-one interventions are offered to the persons with autism spectrum disorder by hand-holding. So in situations where there is a scarcity of professionals for delivery of such interventions, these stories highlights us the effectiveness of caregiver mediated intervention.
ഈ കുക്കിംഗ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് രണ്ട് കൈ കൊണ്ട് പിടിക്കും പാത്രത്തില്, ഒരു കൈ കൊണ്ട് ഇങ്ങനെ കളക്കും. പിന്നെ തക്കാളി എടുക്കുമ്പോ തക്കാളിയാണ് നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുക്കും, തക്കാളിന്റെ കളറ് പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുക്കും. അത് പാത്രത്തിന്റെ ചൂട് കിട്ടും, തണുപ്പ് കിട്ടും, ആവി കിട്ടും, മണം കിട്ടും. ഇതെല്ലാം അവരുടെ ശരീരത്തിലേക്ക് മൊത്തം വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ വല്ല വ്യത്യാസങ്ങളും അവർക്ക് ഉണ്ടാകാൻ തുടങ്ങി. അങ്ങനെ ഷിജാസിന് ഇതിന് നല്ല താല്പര്യം കൂടാൻ തുടങ്ങി. അവൻക്ക് സ്വഭാവത്തിൽ വ്യത്യാസം വരാൻ തുടങ്ങി. നമ്മ പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുക്കുന്ന സാധനങ്ങളുടെ പേരുകളൊക്കെ ചെറിയ വാക്കുകളിലൊക്കെ അവൻ പറയാൻ തുടങ്ങി. അങ്ങനെ അവനിപ്പോ അത്യാവശ്യം ചില വാക്കുകളൊക്കെ പറയാനും സംസാരം വരാനൊക്കെ അവനക്ക് തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ദേഷ്യങ്ങൾ കുറഞ്ഞു കിട്ടി അവനിക്ക്. അവൻ അതേമാതിരി കുക്കിങ്ങിന്റെ പുറമെ അടുക്കളത്തോട്ടത്തിന്റെ പച്ചക്കറികള് ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള കൃഷികളിൽ പങ്കെടുപ്പിക്കുക, പൂന്തോട്ടങ്ങളുടെ പരിപാലനം, വീട് തുടപ്പിക്കുക, അടുപ്പിക്കുക. നമ്മളിപ്പോ അവരെ കൊണ്ട് ചെയ്യിപ്പിക്കുക പറഞ്ഞാൽ എല്ലാം നമ്മുടെ അവന്റെ കൈയും ചേർത്തി സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്ത് എല്ലാം നമ്മ അവനെ കൊണ്ട് ചെയ്യിപ്പിക്കും. അല്ലാണ്ട് അവർക്ക് ഒറ്റയ്ക്കൊന്നും ചെയ്യാനൊന്നും കഴിയില്ല. നമ്മ സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അവന്റെ ഒരാള് മാതിരി ആയി ചെയ്യിക്കണം. അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യിപ്പിച്ചപ്പോഴാണ് അവനിക്ക് നല്ല മാറ്റങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഷിജാസിന് ഇപ്പൊ ദേഷ്യയില്ല, വാസിയില്ല, സംസാരങ്ങൾ വരാൻ തുടങ്ങി. അങ്ങനെ ഒരുപാട് മാറ്റങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടായി. അങ്ങനെയാണ് അവൻ യൂട്യൂബിലൂടെ എത്തപ്പെടുന്നത്. ഇത് ഒരുപാട് ജനങ്ങൾ അറിഞ്ഞ് പല രാജ്യത്തു നിന്നും പല ഭാഗത്തു നിന്നും ചെറിയ ചെറിയ കുട്ടികളുടെ 2 വയസ്സ് 2-3 വയസ്സായ കുട്ടികളുടെ രക്ഷിതാക്കളൊക്കെ ഞങ്ങളെ ഫോൺ ചെയ്ത് വിളിക്കും. ഓരോരോ കാര്യങ്ങൾ അങ്ങനെയാണ് അവനെ മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുവന്ന് ചോദിക്കും. ഞങ്ങൾ അവർക്കൊക്കെ ഈ കാര്യങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുക്കും. പിന്നെ ഒരുപാട് ആളുകൾക്ക് ഓട്ടിസം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ എന്താണെന്നൊന്നും അറിയില്ല. അതിലിങ്ങനെ സെർബ്രൽ പാൾസിമാരിയും ഡൗൺ സിൻഡ്രോമാരിയുള്ള കുട്ടികളും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മുഖത്ത് എന്തെങ്കിലും വൈകല്യമുള്ളവരൊക്കെയാണ് ഓട്ടിസം എന്നാണ് സാധാരണ ജനങ്ങളുടെ വിചാരം. ഈ കുട്ടിക്ക് എന്താ പ്രശ്നം എന്നാണ് അവരൊക്കെ ചോദിക്കുന്നത്. സിജാസിനെ കാണുമ്പോൾ മുഖത്തൊന്നും ഒരു വൈകല്യം ഇല്ലല്ലോ. അപ്പൊ ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ളവർക്ക് എന്താണ് ഓട്ടിസം, ഇത് എന്താണ് ഏതാണെന്ന് ആളുകൾക്ക് അറിയില്ല. അങ്ങനെ ഒരുപാട് ജനങ്ങൾക്ക് സിജാസിന്റെ ചാനലിൽ കൂടെ ഓട്ടിസം എന്താണെന്ന് ചെറിയ രീതിയിൽ മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. അത് കാരണം ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരുപാട് രക്ഷിതാക്കള് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് സമ്പർക്കം പുലർത്താൻ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്, ഒരുപാട് ബന്ധങ്ങൾ സ്ഥാപിക്കാൻ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട് ഈ ഒരു ചാനൽ കൊണ്ട്. സിജാസ് ഓട്ടിസം എന്ന ചാനലും സിജാസ് ഓട്ടിസം എന്ന ഇൻസ്റ്റാഗ്രാം ചാനലിലൂടെയും. പിന്നെ ഷിജാസിന്റെ ചാനലിലൂടെ ഇപ്പൊ എല്ലാവരും അറിയാൻ തുടങ്ങി ഷിജാസിനെ. ഷിജാസ് ഇപ്പൊ പുറത്തു പോയാൽ എല്ലാവരും അറിയും. അവനിലൂടെയാണ് ഇപ്പൊ ഞങ്ങളൊക്കെ അറിയപ്പെടുന്നത്. പിന്നെ അവനക്ക് യൂട്യൂബിലൂടെ അത്യാവശ്യം വരുമാനം വരാൻ തുടങ്ങി. പിന്നെ അവൻ പ്രൊമോഷൻ വീഡിയോ ചെയ്ത് അതിന് വരുമാനം തുടങ്ങി. ഇപ്പൊ ഷിജാസിന്റെ ഒരു 23 വയസ്സ് പ്രായമാകുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ അവന് $US സമ്പാദിക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങി. അത് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് വലിയ അഭിമാനമാണ്. അവന്റെ കൂടെ നടക്കാൻ തന്നെ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് വലിയ അഭിമാനമാണ് ഇപ്പൊ ഉള്ളത്. ഞങ്ങൾ അതിലൊക്കെ വളരെ സന്തോഷിക്കുന്നു.
So in that video, family has explained how each and every strategy of theirs, made Sijas to be more confident of his activities and going outside, learning every step along with the family members. And the uncle also explained each and every step, their every involvement in every activities made his learning more successful. So family also shares us, their learnings and joy in every step that they had done. So earlier it was difficult for Shijas to do many activities. He would only cooperate if he was offered some treat, some of his snacks, favorite food. So he was very restless initially and he was impatient. He won't complete any of the task. Even when they take him outside, when they took him outside, he often made loud noises, making it challenging for others, even for family members, to manage the behavior in the social environment. Now, after all the efforts they had made, now he has understood various scenarios and his behaviors were appropriate to every social circumstances. Most importantly, he also started to pay attention to the family, to the environment, to the every transaction they make. He was also involved in everything. So now whenever they cook, he can point out the missing ingredients, missing step. Even this is been considered as a big step forward by the family. Also at this age, his earning revenue from the social media is also part of the big achievement in the family. Everybody in the family is also proud of him because he is also a significant part of breadwinner in the family.
Nimhans ഇതിന്റെ ഈ സൈക്കോളജിന്റെ ഒക്കെ ഭയങ്കര
So what this story tells us is the family faced significant challenges due to his condition since from the beginning. So despite these challenges and lack of availability in their hometown, they remained very resilient and dedicated to his growth and also his well-being. So their unwavering efforts lead to Srija's remarkable improvement and is now one of the earning member of the family. So his uncle and family takes pride in his accomplishment, particularly his ability to earn through social media. And the family strongly believes that every individual with special needs deserves equal treatment and the opportunity to express their true selves in the supportive environment.
ഒരു ഓട്ടിസം കുട്ടി വീട്ടിൽ ജനിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ പൊതുവെ കുടുംബക്കാരും വീട്ടുകാരും പരസ്പരം നിന്റെ കുടുംബത്തിന്റെ പാരമ്പര്യം കൊണ്ടാണ്, എന്റെ കുടുംബത്തിന്റെ പാരമ്പര്യങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ടാണെന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ് പരസ്പരം കുറ്റം പറയുക, അതേ സമൂഹങ്ങൾ ഒറ്റപ്പെടുത്തുക, അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരുപാട് നാം അവിടെയും പിന്നെ കൊണ്ട് പുറത്തു പോകാൻ പറ്റാണ്ട് അങ്ങനെ ഒരുപാട് അപമാനങ്ങൾ സഹിക്കേണ്ടി വരിക, കുടുംബത്തിൽ ചേർത്തി പിടിക്കേണ്ട സമയത്ത് തമ്മിത്തല്ലുണ്ടാക്കുന്ന ഒരുപാട് സ്വഭാവ രീതികളൊക്കെ ഉണ്ട്. നമ്മ ഇത്തരം കുട്ടികൾ ഇങ്ങനെ ഉണ്ടായിക്കഴിഞ്ഞത് ആരും കുറ്റവും കുറവും കൊണ്ട് വരുന്നതല്ല, ഇത് ദൈവത്തിന്റെ സൃഷ്ടിയാണ്. അപ്പൊ അവരിനെ നമ്മ ചേർത്ത് പിടിച്ച് ധൈര്യം കൊടുത്ത് നമ്മ എല്ലാ ധൈര്യം കൊടുത്ത് ചേർത്ത് പിടിക്കുകയാണ് വേണ്ടത്. അല്ലാണ്ട് അവിടെ പിന്നെ അപമാനിക്കുകയല്ല. ഞങ്ങൾ ഒരുപാട് ഇതേമാതിരിയുള്ള അപമാനങ്ങൾ കുടുംബത്തിൽ നിന്നും നാട്ടുകാരിൽ നിന്നൊക്കെ അനുഭവിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇത്തരം കുട്ടികൾ എന്തിനാ പുറത്തു കൊണ്ടുപോണ്, എന്തിനാ വീഡിയോ എന്നൊക്കെ അടക്കം ചോദിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ പിന്നെ എല്ലാവിടേക്കും പുറത്തു കൊണ്ട് നമ്മളല്ലാണ്ട് പിന്നെ ആരാ പുറത്തു കൊണ്ടുപോവുക? നമ്മളെ പിന്നെ പുറത്തു കൊണ്ടുപോയി എല്ലാം പരിശീലനങ്ങളും കൊടുത്ത് നമ്മുടെ കാലത്തിന്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ തന്നെ പിന്നെ പ്രാപ്തരാക്കി എടുക്കണം. അതാണ് ഒരു ഓട്ടിസം കുട്ടികളെക്കാളും പ്രാധാന്യമുള്ളവരാണ് ഓട്ടിസം കുട്ടികളുടെ രക്ഷിതാക്കള്, അവരെ പരിചരിക്കുന്നവരും. അവരാണ് യഥാർത്ഥ പോരാളികള്. ഇത് നമ്മൾ എല്ലാവരും മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിരിക്കണം.
So in this video,
अश्विन ने खाना खाया?
Okay, in this video, uncle is expressing that how it was difficult for the family initially because of because they have a unique need child. So everybody in the family was excluding them.
वही तो बोलूं काश है तू.
So how they had a difficult time when they needed support, they were not provided with and they were excluded with. But then because of their resilient nature and they did not give up on it, so they brought in his potential outs. So we all strongly encourage you to visit his Instagram handle and also his YouTube videos. So we would like to take in some of the questions from the audience, and we request Dr. Lata to address some of the concerns or questions from the audience. And we also have Mr. Srija's families with us. If you have any questions to the family also, we would be happy to help you to talk to them, and we would translate the family's answers to you also.
Request the participants to share your questions on chat.
We have some.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. And can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you, ma'am, for arranging this webinar. First of all, I would like to thanks. I have a kid who is deaf and ADHD, attention deficiency. So my question, he is now 6. Can you hear, ma'am? Because I'm not. Yeah, okay. So my question, actually he's 6 years now. So we find out that he is deaf, and later round we find out that he is an ADHD kid after 5 years. Okay, my question is that as a parents, we find it very difficult to accept that with so many disability to the kid. So how the because it's I think 20 years back. So how the parents has cope up with that challenge? Sorry, sir. Sorry, somebody has muted him. So want to know how the parents have cope up themselves mentally to accept the disability. Can you hear me?
Okay. Hello, ma'am. Actually, yeah, you want to ask these questions to the family, na? Am I right?
Yeah. You can. Parents can answer, or you can. Anybody can answer, because my kid is deaf plus ADHD, so
Okay.
it's very challenging. Even he can't hear, and I'm finding it very difficult to train him. So first thing is I should be accepting that my kid is with this multiple disability. So sometimes I get overwhelmed. I am not able to get success after trying a lot. So how they cope up, so it will help me to cope up myself. That is the one thing. You can parents can answer, or you can the experts can answer, no issue.
Yeah, I will ask the family members first. Hello, namaskaram, sir. സർ, ഇപ്പോ നമ്മുടെ പാർട്ടിസിപ്പൻസിന് ഒരു സംശയമുണ്ട്. ഞാനത് ചോദിക്കാൻ നിങ്ങൾ ആൻസർ ചെയ്തോളൂ. അവർക്ക് ഈ പറയുന്ന മാഡത്തിന്റെ മകൻ ഇതേപോലൊരു മെന്റൽ ഹെൽത്ത് ഇഷ്യൂ ഉള്ള ആളാണ്. പക്ഷെ അവർക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെ ഡയഗ്നോസിസ് ഇതാണെന്ന് വന്നപ്പോൾ അത് ആക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ ഭയങ്കര ബുദ്ധിമുട്ട്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അത് വല്ലാത്തൊരു കഷ്ടം ഫീൽ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ ഇത്രയും കാലം മുൻപ് തന്നെ ഇങ്ങനെ അറിഞ്ഞിട്ട് എങ്ങനെയാണ് നിങ്ങൾ അതിനെ ആക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തത് ആസ് എ ഫാമിലി മെമ്പർ എന്ന രീതിയിൽ എങ്ങനെ അതിനെ ഒന്ന് ആക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തതെന്നാണ് അവർ ചോദിക്കുന്നത്. ഷിജാസിന്റെ ഫാമിലിക്ക് പറയൂ അങ്കിൾ, ഒന്ന് പറയൂ ആൻസർ. സർ യു ആർ മ്യൂട്ടിലാണ്, മ്യൂട്ട് മാറ്റിയിട്ട് പറയൂ, അൺമ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്ത് പറയൂ. അങ്കിൾ യു ആർ ഓൺ മ്യൂട്ട്. പ്ലീസ്.
ആദ്യം ഞങ്ങൾക്കും ഇത് ഉൾക്കൊള്ളാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ല. എന്റെ സഹോദരിയൊക്കെ ഒരേ കരച്ചിലായിരുന്നു. അവൾക്ക് എന്താ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഇതൊന്നും കിട്ടിയില്ല. പിന്നെ ഇതെന്താ പറഞ്ഞാ, ഇത് കുറെ കുട്ടികൾ ഇങ്ങനെ കണ്ട് നമ്മൾ സ്റ്റെപ്പായി കുറച്ചായിട്ട് ഇതിലങ്ങനെ ലയിച്ചു ചേരുകയാണ്. നമ്മൾക്ക് ആദ്യം ഒരു പ്രതീക്ഷ ഉണ്ടാവും, ഇത് പെട്ടെന്ന് മാറിക്കിട്ടും, നമ്മ പരിശീലനം കൊടുത്താൽ പെട്ടെന്ന് മാറിക്കിട്ടുന്ന ഒരു പ്രതീക്ഷ ഉണ്ടാവും. ആ പ്രതീക്ഷയിലാണ് നമ്മൾ ശ്രമിക്കുക. പിന്നീടാണ് അറിയുന്നത് ഇത് വൈകി ഇങ്ങനെ പോകും. വൈകും തോറും നമ്മൾ അങ്ങനെ ലയിച്ച് കുട്ടികളുടെ കൂടെ അങ്ങനെ ലയിച്ച് പിന്നെ അങ്ങനെ ചേരും തന്നെ. പിന്നെ ചില കുട്ടികൾക്ക് പെട്ടെന്ന് മാറ്റിയെടുക്കാൻ കഴിയും.
ഹലോ സർ, കേൾക്കണില്ല. ഹലോ ഷിജാസ്, കേൾക്കണില്ല, പകുതി വെച്ച് കട്ടായി.
ഇപ്പൊ കേൾക്കുന്നില്ലേ?
കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ട്.
ഞങ്ങളുടെ കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇതിനെപ്പറ്റി കൂടുതൽ അറിവുകളൊന്നും ഉണ്ടായില്ല. ഓട്ടിസത്തിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു തരാനും ഇല്ല, എവിടെയും ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. ഇന്ന് കാലത്ത് നല്ല അറിവുകൾ യൂട്യൂബിലൂടെയും അതേമാതിരി സോഷ്യൽ മീഡിയയിലൂടെയും എല്ലാത്തിലൂടെയും എല്ലാവരുടെയും നന്നായി പരിശീലനം നമ്മൾക്ക് കിട്ടാറുണ്ട്. ഞങ്ങൾ ഇതേമാതിരി വാട്സപ്പ് കൂട്ടായ്മകളൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ട് ഈ ഓട്ടിസം കുട്ടികളുടെ. അപ്പൊ അതിന്റെ കഴിഞ്ഞ കാലത്തുള്ള ഒരുപാട് രക്ഷിതാക്കളൊക്കെ നമ്മൾക്ക് വന്ന് ചോദിച്ചിട്ട് ചെറിയ കുട്ടികൾക്കൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ധൈര്യവും പ്രോത്സാഹനങ്ങളൊക്കെ കൊടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ അവർക്കൊക്കെ അതിന് പെട്ടെന്ന് കയറി വരാൻ കിട്ടും. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് കിട്ടിയ അനുഭവമല്ല ഇന്ന് കിട്ടുന്നവർക്ക്. അതുകൊണ്ട് അവർക്ക് പെട്ടെന്ന് മാറ്റിയെടുക്കാൻ കഴിയും. പിന്നെ ഇത് ഉൾക്കൊള്ളുക പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ പെട്ടെന്ന് ആദ്യം ഇങ്ങനെ ഇത് മാറ്റിയെടുക്കാൻ കഴിയും. ഓട്ടിസം കുട്ടികൾ പറഞ്ഞ എല്ലാവരും ശാസ്ത്രജ്ഞന്മാരാകും, വലിയ സയന്റിസ്റ്റുകളാകും എന്നൊക്കെയാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ ആദ്യം വിചാരിച്ചത്. അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെയാണ് ആദ്യം പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് വലിയ സന്തോഷിച്ചു തുടക്കത്തില്. പിന്നീടാണ് ഇത് അറിയുന്നത് ഇതിന്റെ അവസ്ഥകൾ എങ്ങനെയാണെന്നാണ്. സിജു ആണെങ്കിൽ വളരെ മോശമുള്ള അവസ്ഥയും. ഓട്ടിസം കുട്ടികൾ പല അവസ്ഥകളുണ്ടല്ലോ, താഴ്ന്നത്, ഇടത്തരം, മീഡിയം, 7th സ്കില്ലുള്ളവരൊക്കെ ഉണ്ട്. സിജു ആണെങ്കിൽ ഏറ്റവും താഴ്ന്ന അവസ്ഥയിലുള്ളതാണ്. അപ്പൊ അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് നമ്മൾക്ക് ഒരുപാട് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടി വന്നിരിക്കുന്നത്. പിന്നെ നമ്മളിത് ഉൾക്കൊള്ളുന്ന കുറെ ഇതിന്റെ പിന്നാലെ പോകുമ്പോൾ നിറയെ കുട്ടികളെ കാണുമ്പോൾ ഉൾക്കൊണ്ട് പോകുക അങ്ങനെ.
ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ ട്രാൻസ്ലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം, ഒരു മിനിറ്റ്. ആക്ച്വലി what was the uncle's response? What initially they also felt
there is echo.
Yeah, initially actually they also felt very difficult to accept when they diagnose, when they go to know that the person has autism. But after that, talking with the different people, and it take time to accept them also. But after that, now they are able to find it that because it was so many years before they did it. But now they told that it is easy to get to know much more details about exactly what is happening to our child, because they initially go to know multiple people's awareness that the autism people have different categories, different level of functionality. So they also felt like that my child will also be in a very maybe very high level of functionality level. But then they realize that no, it is in a different position. So there are some uncertainty, and they felt also different issues as in to accept. But after that, they realize what is actual current condition of their child. Then it was easy to understand. So their main point is that to identify actually what is the condition of our child, then it will be easy to us to accept. Then also to connect with other people, the family members or another families who already have the same situation, that will be much more easy. For example, the family caregiver groups, or maybe if ADHD, then you have any other groups, child psychiatry related issues who are handling their professional help and their family caregiver group. groups will be also helping them much more to explain and also express their issues. It will be helpful. So these are the 2 points they have raised. Anything else you want to know, ma'am?
Thank you, ma'am, for giving the briefing. Ma'am, one more thing. This is for doctors. Ma'am, my kid is deaf and ADHD. The problem here is I'm doing search in ADHD, then there is certain points come, and he is a deaf also. So deaf audio ADHD combination I'm not getting. So how I should use both the techniques to train him, because he is very smart guy. By seeing him, he capture it very quickly. The only thing is communication, like, because ADHD guy or autism, they at least listens and do activities slowly as per my research which I did. But here it is a combination. So what I should do as a parent, because there is a combination of two diagnoses. I have did him a cochlear implant also. He is a cochlear implant guy, but my kid is not taking attentions because cochlear is failure. He can hear, but he is not responding to that. So just a small suggestion that which helped me is to go. Well, that was, I also connected with many groups, but every child is different, right? So if you can suggest something, so it will help me so that I can help him to grow. Thanks, ma'am.
With Lata madam's permission, I'll just try to intervene
Sure,
here.
sir.
Yeah, ma'am, I think we understand that you want to have information about your child, but I don't think that this forum may be a right thing that we can discuss a lot of issues, because every child is unique and every child's needs will be complex. Only after understanding the unique strengths and limitations of the child as well as the environment where the person is there, I think some kind of tailor-made suggestions can be offered. Otherwise, it would be generic suggestions. It really may not help anything further in this. What I would suggest is, maybe if you are in Bangalore, you can approach the child psychiatry team, which has a good multidisciplinary team who can help you. If you are not in Bangalore, maybe you can just mail us. We'll try to help you by providing some information about any other organizations that may be near to you that we are aware, so that you can actually meet them. You can get a guidance, professional guidance.
Thank you, sir. I will mail the details. Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you,
I am
sir.
in
Thank
Chennai,
you.
sir.
So, Deepa, 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I am in AIMS Bhubaneswar. A lot of PGs are there with me. Some of them also have some kind of questions to ask Shrija's family. So, anything specifically? Yeah. Yes, sure.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to ask the family about the challenges actually they face during the course, like of getting to know him, and how, like, what were the pointers which actually has helped them, and they can suggest the other people, like the generic points that I would suggest that would be helpful for the other kids also who are suffering from the same illness.
So, in a way, that what she's asking is that what are the kinds of lessons that they learn that they can pass it on to other family caregivers?
Okay, sir. ഹലോ സർ. സർ, മറ്റൊരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് പാർട്ടിസിപ്പൻസിന് അറിയേണ്ടത്, ഈ ഒരു ജേർണിയിൽ, ഈ ഒരു യാത്രയിൽ നിങ്ങൾ മറ്റുള്ള ഇതേപോലുള്ള ഒരു ഓട്ടിസവും ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ അങ്ങനെ എന്തെങ്കിലും സ്പെഷ്യൽ നീഡുള്ള കുട്ടികളുടെ പാരന്റ്സിന് കൊടുക്കാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്ന എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു അഡ്വൈസ് എന്താണ്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എങ്ങനെയാണ് നിങ്ങൾ ഇതിനെ മാനേജ് ചെയ്തതെന്നുള്ളതിന്റെ ഒരു ലെസൺ എന്താ അവരോട് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാനുള്ളതെന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റുമോ? നിങ്ങൾ എങ്ങനെ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയത്?
നമ്മൾക്ക് ഈ കുട്ടികൾക്ക് സ്പെഷ്യൽ സ്കൂളിൽ അയച്ചുകൊണ്ടോ ഗവൺമെന്റ് സാധാരണ നോർമൽ സ്കൂളിൽ അയച്ചുകൊണ്ടൊന്നും വലിയ മാറ്റം ഉണ്ടാവുമെന്ന് നമുക്ക് പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സ്പീച്ച് തെറാപ്പിസ്റ്റിന്റെ അയച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഒരു അരമണിക്കൂറാണ് കുട്ടികൾ പോയിരിക്കുക, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ 3/4 മണിക്കൂർ 1 മണിക്കൂർ ഇരിക്കും. അതുകൊണ്ടൊന്നും വലിയ മാറ്റങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ കഴിയില്ല. പക്ഷെ സ്കൂളിൽ അയക്കുന്നതുകൊണ്ട് സാമൂഹിക ബന്ധം കുറവാണ്, അത് ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ കഴിയും. അതുകൊണ്ട് സ്കൂളിൽ നിർബന്ധമായി അയക്കണം. അച്ഛനമ്മമാര്, രക്ഷിതാക്കള്, കുടുംബത്താണ് കുട്ടികൾ എന്നും താമസിക്കുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ ഈ രക്ഷിതാക്കൾ എല്ലാവരും, കുടുംബത്തിലെല്ലാവരും ഒരുമിച്ച് അവരൊരു സ്പീച്ച് തെറാപ്പിസ്റ്റ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എല്ലാ ഇതിന്റെ ഒരു തെറാപ്പിസ്റ്റുമാരിയുള്ള ഒരു കഴിവ് അവരിൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയെടുക്കണം. അപ്പൊ എല്ലാവർക്കും കഴിവുണ്ടാവില്ല. അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള കുട്ടികളുടെ രക്ഷിതാക്കളുടെ ഒരു കൂട്ടായ്മ, വാട്സപ്പ് ടൈമ അതാത് സ്റ്റേറ്റിലുള്ള ആളുകൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കണം. അതിലൂടെ അവർ ഉപദേശങ്ങള് പലവിന്റെ അറിവുകളും പങ്കുവെച്ച് അതിനെ മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുവരണം. രക്ഷിതാക്കളാണ് കുട്ടികളെ മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നത്, അല്ലാണ്ട് വേറെയില്ല.
Okay, sir. Okay. So mainly they have 2 points they have raised. That one is they may be needed to help the students to enroll in the school, because it will be the one of the major factor that they may be lacking the socialization and the social skill that will be helping from the school, and maybe the special school or an inclusive school. That will definitely help. The another point always, maybe there is a scarcity of much more the professional help. So mainly the parent will be the first person who can help the patient as a co-professional or a co-therapist or some way like that. So how much the family is involving, how much the parent is able to give time and individualized care according to the patient need, it will be definitely helpful for the patient. So all the family members are the one of the major uh, things they will be only doing it. Yes.
So I would just like to add something to what you have mentioned, Deepa.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Especially, they were actually looking at some of the important pointers or strengths which the Shija's family has identified in him, and how they could actually contribute him to improve on his strengths. So definitely the family has done a great job in contributing to his strengths. They were actually spending a lot of time with him, and they were able to actually understand what were his interests. Especially he liked that hot food or his interest with cooking. So they were also some important pointers for the family members to actually identify. And also when he was involved with undertaking some tasks with the family members, they have also seen that he was he was in a better position to actually engage very well. So I think such pointers will be there with every child, and it is for the caregivers to actually spend some time and also to look in for some strengths, and also to build on those strengths so that they can engage, and also they can promote their overall quality of life.
Yes. Actually, that's one of the major point which Lata ma'am has told. The family, if they can identify their strength, the patient's strength and their interest area, and on the basis of that, if you can train your child, it will be the best thing. But it definitely take much more effort and time.
Thank you, Dr. Lata ma'am, for pitching in and giving some more directions to the audience questions. And thank you, Ms. Deepa, for helping us in translation to the Shija's family. So now we will move on to the next story.
Just 1 second.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I think someone has informed me that my colleague, that Dr. Shivananda from Jipmer has logged in. I'm just curious to know whether sir wants to ask anything, or he wants to give any kind of comments on this story.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Anyway, I think we'll request him again at the end of the thing. Now you can move on to the second story. I really thank the Shija's uncle and mother for all the things that they have shared, and their patient that joining our session, sharing their journey, which can, I think, help others to think that things are possible with perseverance and kind of persistent efforts, identifying the strengths.
നമസ്കാരം സർ. സർ, ഞങ്ങൾ നിംഹാൻസിന്റെ പാർട്ട് ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൻ എന്ന രീതിയിലും ഒരുപാട് നന്ദിയുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങൾ ഒരുപാട് സമയം എഫേർട്ടും ഇതിനു വേണ്ടി ചെലവഴിച്ചു ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാമിന് അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്തതിന്. അതുപോലെ മോന്റെ ഈ ജേർണിയെ കുറിച്ച് മുഴുവൻ ഞങ്ങളോട് എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ചെയ്തു തന്നതിന്. ഇതിലൂടെ പലർക്കും ഞങ്ങളെപ്പോലുള്ള സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനും അതുപോലെ ഫാമിലി കെയർ ഗിവേഴ്സിനും എങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് മുന്നോട്ട് പോവാം എന്നുള്ളതിനെ കുറിച്ച് കൂടുതൽ ദിശാബോധം ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട്. സോ ഒരുപാട് നന്ദി. താങ്ക് യു.
Please stay connected.
Thank you.
Stay
Thank you.
throughout.
Yeah, thank you.
Sir, please stay connected till the end.
സർ, ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാം കഴിയുന്നത് വരെ ജോയിൻ ആയിട്ട് തന്നെ ഇരിക്കൂ. ഞങ്ങൾ അടുത്ത കേസും കൂടി ഒന്ന് പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് വരാം.
അതെ. ശരി.
So now we will be moving on to the second story from Hyderabad. So Dr. Samruti will take it forward from here.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'll be talking about Tanay and his family's story regarding his journey through his life after he was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. So he's Tanay, currently 24-year-old. He is living in Vizag. He has his immediate family comprises of his parents, his younger sibling, and a grandmother. So I would take you through the journey of his life. So we have spoken to his mother, she recollects that how he was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder at the age of 4. So when he used to go to a play school, he had an episode of fever, following that an episode of seizure. And then the mother and the teachers, they started noticing a difference in his behavior. What they started noticing initially was that he was extremely restless. He would not sit at one place and he would not focus on a particular thing. So his mother one fine day was viewing through a lecture series by a doctor on Doordarshan, and that was the first time she heard about autism, and she started suspecting the similar kind of the symptoms in her child also. So she and her husband took him to a hospital in Hyderabad, and there they got to know that Tanay is somebody who has autism spectrum disorder. So initially, of course, it comes as a setback, as a shock to know that your child does not have the so-called normal characteristics of being a child. So initially it was very difficult for her to also accept that okay, her child is differently abled, he would require special needs, and she would have to put in a lot of efforts for him to get back to the so-called road of recovery. So his mother has spoken a lot about how she started contemplating about the fact that why it was her child, why not somebody else. She started getting a lot of support from her immediate family, who started understanding her challenges when it came to how to nurture this child who has special needs, who is differently able. So she found support in her immediate family members, especially her husband. But they started at the same point of time, they got a lot of rejection from the special schools also. So at that point of time, they started noticing that Tanay is somebody who would take up different tasks. He would not stay at a particular task for a longer period of time. He would enjoy getting engaged in multiple tasks. So they started sending him to summer camps, and they started engaging him in different tasks and different activities, and the parents started observing him. So he's the one who has gone to summer camps, and he has engaged into horse riding classes, swimming, has played piano, drums. So this was a way for the parents to know that what he likes, what he dislikes, and they were very observant about his behavior while he used to perform these tasks. Here in this video, his mother highlights about the behaviors that the teachers and they themselves noticed that made them suspect that he's somebody who might have certain features of autism spectrum, and how did she accept the fact that he is somebody who is differently able, requires special needs, and how her journey started.
3 years 3+ తర్వాత తనకు ప్లే స్కూల్ లో వేసాం అన్నట్టు. చిన్నప్పుడు ప్లే స్కూల్ లో వేసాము. తనకి జ్వరం వచ్చి తగినాక ఫిట్స్ కూడా వచ్చిందండి. ఫిట్స్ వస్తే ఆ మెడిసిన్స్ అది డాక్టర్ అక్కడ వైజాగ్ లో చాలా పిడియాట్రిషియన్ చాలా పెద్ద డాక్టర్కి చూపించాము. ఏం పర్వాలేదు, బాగానే ఉందన్నారు. అంతకు ముందు ఉన్న పిల్లవాడు ఫిట్స్ వచ్చాక ఏమైపోయిందంటే ఆటోమేటిక్ గా తన ప్రవర్తనలో మొత్తం తేడా వచ్చేసింది. చివరికి నన్ను కూడా గుర్తుపట్టేవాడు కాదు. స్కూల్ కి ప్లే స్కూల్లో పికప్ చేసుకోవడానికి వెళ్తే 12:30కి అట్లా 1 o'clock నన్ను గుర్తుపట్టి నేను ఎదురుగున్నా ఇంకెటో వెళ్ళిపోయేవాడు. ఆ మార్కులన్నీ కనిపించాయి 4 years అప్పుడు.
అంటే మీరు ఇందాక అన్నారు పీడియాట్రిషియన్ తో చూపించారని, అది కాకుండా ఈ పర్టికులర్ గా మీరు చెప్పే ఈ సిమ్టమ్స్ గురించి ఫస్ట్ టైం ఏ డాక్టర్ తో చూపించారు, ఎలా చూపించారు? Hmm.
3 years, 3+.
So here in this particular video, his mother is talking about his extreme hyperactivity that led to significant challenges, and how he was put into multiple special schools, and how they denied his admission, and how this led to a lot of challenges that the families faced with respect to enrolling Tanay in a particular school.
ఫీలింగ్ ఎలా ఉండేది, అది ఎలా వ్యక్తం చేయాలో కూడా తెలియదు. ఇంకోటి ఫ్యామిలీ సపోర్ట్ లో అంటే వాళ్ళ నాన్నగారు చాలా ముఖ్యమైన పాత్ర. నేనేదైనా చెప్పినా వినకపోయినా ఈ పిల్లలు ఏంటంటే ఎవరికైనా అటాచ్మెంట్ అయిపోతారు. మనం చెప్పింది చేయకపోయినా అటాచ్మెంట్ అయిన వాళ్ళతో ఒక్క మార్ చెప్తే చాలు వాళ్ళు వింటారండి. ఇప్పుడు ఈ యాక్టివిటీ చేయిస్తున్నాను, నాకు కోఆపరేట్ చేయట్లేదు వాడు. అది నేను ఎన్నో రోజులు సాధన చేస్తే అప్పుడు వస్తుంది, కాదనట్లేదు. బట్ ఈ లోపు మా వారు కొంచెం వచ్చి అలా కాదు ఇలా చెయ్యాలి నాన్న, నువ్వు బాగా చేస్తున్నావు అని మెచ్చుకున్నారనుకోండి, నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్ ఈ రోజు కాకుండా ఒక 4-5 సార్లు చేయంగా వాడు చేసేస్తాడండి. అంటే ఆన్సర్ తొందరగా దొరుకుతుంది నాకు.
సో మీరు ఇది చెప్పారు కదండి, నెక్స్ట్ ఏంటంటే ఇన్ని సంవత్సరాల్లో మీకు ఎప్పుడైనా హ్యాపీ మూమెంట్ కానీ ఎక్కువ సాటిస్ఫై అయినట్టు ఉన్న మూమెంట్ కానీ ఏదైనా ఉందా?
వాడు ఈ ఒక దగ్గర 5 నిమిషాలు కూర్చున్నాడే, ఆ రోజు నమ్మకం కలిగింది నా మీద నాకు. అంటే వీడిని ట్రై చేస్తే ఈ రోజు కాకపోయినా ఒక రోజు ఒక దగ్గర కూర్చో ఫీలింగ్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది.
So the mother initially has also spoken about the emotional turbulence that she faced when she had to accept the fact that Tanay has been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. So the very base question that comes to anyone's mind is that why me, why our child, and how she received support from her family, and how this strength, the emotional strength that she got from her family, helped her to navigate through this difficult process.
బాధ కంటే చాలా ఎక్కువ బాధనే ఉండేది. కోపం అయితే చాలా దూరం మాట. ఈ సిచ్యువేషన్ నాకే ఎందుకయిందని చాలా క్వశ్చన్ మార్క్ ఉండేది. దేవుడి దగ్గర మొరబెట్టుకొని రోజు ఉన్నది, మొరబెట్టుకొని టైం కూడా లేదు అసలు. కంటిన్యూస్ గా ఏదో ఒకటి దేవుడి దగ్గర ఎందుకు ఇలా నేను చేస్తే నాకే ఇది ఎందుకు. ఈవెన్ స్పెషల్ రిజెక్ట్ చేస్తే ఒక పేరెంట్ గా నా ఫీలింగ్ ఎలా ఉండేది, అది ఎలా వ్యక్తం చేయాలో కూడా తెలియదు. ఫ్యామిలీ సపోర్ట్ లో అంటే వాళ్ళ నాన్నగారు చాలా ముఖ్యమైన పాత్ర. నేనేదైనా చెప్పినా వినకపోయినా ఈ పిల్లలు ఏంటంటే ఎవరికైనా అటాచ్మెంట్ అయిపోతారు. మనం చెప్పింది చేయకపోయినా అటాచ్మెంట్ అయిన వాళ్ళతో ఒక్క మార్ చెప్తే చాలు వాళ్ళు వింటారండి. ఇప్పుడు ఈ యాక్టివిటీ చేయిస్తున్నాను, నాకు కోఆపరేట్ చేయట్లేదు వాడు.
In this particular video, Tanay's mother is describing the fact that how did she start meticulously observing his behavior, because along with autism spectrum disorder, Tanay was somebody who had delayed with respect to his speech, so he could not speak, so communication was a big barrier. So how she started meticulously observing his strengths, his areas of interest, and his and how she reinforced these behaviors time and again, just to ensure that her child was engaged.
మీ అబ్బాయిలో ఈ పెయింటింగ్ టాలెంట్ ఉందని మీరు ఎప్పుడు గుర్తించారు, ఎలా గుర్తించారు, దానికోసం మీరు ఏం చేశారు?
తనకి అసలు స్పీచ్ లేదండి. తనకి ఏమి ఇష్టము, తనకి ఏమి నచ్చదు అవన్నీ తెలిసేది కాదు. ప్రతిదీ ఒకటి నోట్ చేసి కొన్ని సంవత్సరాలు మా వారు చెప్పారు, వాడు ఏ మూమెంట్ లో ఏం చేస్తున్నాడు ప్రతిదీ రాయి. కొన్ని సంవత్సరాల వరకు రాశానండి నేను, చాలా సంవత్సరాలు రాసాను. అంటే ఈ మూమెంట్ ఇట్లా హ్యాపీగా ఉన్నాడు, ఈ మూమెంట్ లో ఇలా చేస్తున్నాడు, సివియర్ అయిపోయారు కదా. సో ఇక్కడ సమ్మర్ క్యాంప్ పెడతారు మా ఇంటి దగ్గర తనిపూర్లో. చాలా క్లబ్స్ ఉంటాయి, చాలా స్పోర్ట్స్ అవన్నీ కండక్ట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు ఇక్కడ. సో తనకి స్పీచ్ లేదు కాబట్టి అన్ని ఈవెంట్స్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేసేదాన్ని ఎవ్రీ సమ్మర్ క్యాంప్ లో. నార్మల్ గా రెగ్యులర్ స్కూల్ తీసుకెళ్లేదని, స్పెషల్ స్కూల్ ఏమో ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ తీసుకెళ్లేదని, మళ్ళీ ఈవినింగ్ టైమ్స్ ఏమో తన స్కిల్ ఉంటదేమో అని చెప్పి సమ్మర్ లో తీసుకెళ్లేదాన్ని, మిగిలిన టైంలో కూడా తీసుకెళ్లేదాన్ని. ఆ సమయం
So with time and efforts, Tanay's parents identified that he had an extreme level of fascination with colors. So his parents identified that his love towards colors was something that was something which was very significant and very unique to him. So they started realizing that this is something that keeps him really happy, really engaged, and they started providing him additional support so that he could hone his art of drawing and painting, which later on ended up being a very very big part of his identity. And even till date, he is somebody who's known to have an immense skills with when it comes to colors and drawing and painting. And he's now a renowned international artist with who has won a lot of accolades. So the seed to this was his parents identified this particular thing, and then they started reinforcing this behavior. Like they found out that he was somebody who was very very good at it, and he was very happy while drawing and painting, and they kept on reinforcing this behavior.
ఈ చెయ్యని ఎంబడబడి నేను చేయించేదాన్ని. ఇక డ్రాయింగ్ వచ్చేసి కలర్స్ చూసేసరికి ముఖంలో ఒక సంతోషం కనపడింది. అప్పుడు పెయింటింగ్ వచ్చేది కాదు, అసలు డ్రాయింగ్ కాదు, పెన్సిల్ హోల్డింగ్ కెపాసిటీ కూడా సరిగా ఉండేది కాదు. ఇప్పుడంటే గ్రిప్పర్స్ అవన్నీ దొరుకుతున్నాయి. సో అప్పట్లో వాళ్ళ నాన్నగారు అన్ని నాకు వెరైటీగా అన్ని తాడు కట్టేసి పెన్సిల్ కి చుట్టేసి ఒక్కొక్క రకరకాలైన క్లాత్స్ చుట్టడము, వెజిటేబుల్స్ లో పెన్సిల్ గుచ్చేసి దాన్ని హోల్డింగ్ పట్టుకోవడానికి వీలుగా వీళ్ళ నాన్నగారు అన్ని నాకు సజెస్ట్ చేసేవాళ్ళు. నేను అది ట్రై చేసేదాన్ని. సో అలా డ్రాయింగ్ డ్రా చేయడం మొదలెట్టాడు. డ్రా చేస్తున్నది కరెక్ట్ గా పిక్చర్ అయితే రాదు, పిచ్చి గీతలు ఉండేటి. దాదాపుగా చాలా చాలా పేపర్స్ అలా పాడు చేసేవాడు. కానీ ఒక దగ్గర కూర్చునేవాడు, ఒక దగ్గర కూర్చుంటున్నాడు అన్న సంతోషాన్ని.
So here she's talking about how they started helping him with strength with respect to holding grip, holding pencils, holding crayons, colors. Initially he would waste a lot of colors and papers, but that did not stop them, or they did not despise that idea, and they kept on going ahead with it, and that led him to hone his artistic skills. So throughout this video, what we also get to know that despite the challenges that they have faced, despite the emotional and the social burden that they would have faced after getting to know that the child is somebody who would have autism spectrum disorder, it did not stop them from there. The mother looked at the brighter side of the picture, and she started observing his behaviors, and she started identifying his strengths, and she kept on reinforcing it. So she took the positive approach despite all the challenges that she had to face throughout the journey. So this is what the family has to say, the kind of support that they have given to him. So they took him to a painting school, and there they noticed that he was somebody who was extremely happy while engaging with colors. So they started seeing that because he enjoyed doing that, he would sit for a long period of time, which in itself was a moment of success. But because Tanay was somebody who was very restless, he would not sit at a particular in a particular place for more than few minutes. But here now things had started improving. He was somebody who was sitting for a longer periods of time. He started enjoying that, and then they noticed it, and they kept on reinforcing it, and they started nurturing his skills. So not this as a painter, he did not only got support from his family, but also from various rehabilitation professionals and other painters, and that also was a positive force for him. Then the family members also got to know about NIPID. It's a National Institute of Empowerment of Persons with Intellectual Disability. There, the various professionals, they also identified his artistic skills, and then that led to a professional dimension towards his art, and now he's somebody who has won a lot of accolades with respect to his paintings, and now his name is also included in the Indian Book of Records for his painting skills. So this is Tanay, who is holding his art. These are a few paintings that that Tanay has made. So put up in an artist. So what his mother has also told, that what lessons she has learned. So she says that even though your child is diagnosed to have a neurodevelopmental disorder, they also have strengths along with the they're not just that disorder, they are not just that illness, they also have a lot of hidden talents and hidden strengths, which as caregivers it is our responsibility to identify it, to understand it, to nurture it. So though it has taken her several months and years, but she's very proud of the fact that she's helped Tanay in whatever way she can, and it has and now he's become an example for many such other people. This particular clipping is where she's emphasizing a lot on hope, and she's emphasizing a lot on patience and perseverance, and she is also somebody here who's telling that this particular journey is a proof of this belief that anything and everything is possible if you just put your mind to it and just put your efforts in the right direction. And also this is this particular clipping would also be an inspiration to many other parents who have children with special needs.
తప్పకుండా అండి. ఫస్ట్ పేరెంట్స్ అధైర్యపడొద్దండి, చాలా స్ట్రాంగ్. ఆటిజం అంటే పెద్ద జబ్బేం కాదండి. ఆటిజం అంటే ఒక అద్భుతం అండి, అమేజింగ్ అది. ఆటిజం అంటే అమేజింగ్, అద్భుతం అని ముందు మనం డిసైడ్ అయిపోవాలి. అంటే వీళ్ళలో ఎంత కష్టపడితే అంత టాలెంట్ వీళ్ళలో బయటకు వస్తుంది. వీళ్ళకి చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే ముందు వాళ్ళు డిప్రెషన్ లోకి వెళ్ళదు, అధైర్యపడద్దు. వీళ్ళలో ప్రతి ఒక్కరు తన యొక్క ఆర్టిస్ట్ ఒకటే కాదు, వీళ్ళలో తనే కుకింగ్ అద్భుతంగా చేస్తాడండి వాడు. సో వీళ్ళకి నేర్పిస్తే వీళ్ళలో చాలా రకాలైన విలువైన టాలెంట్ వాళ్ళలో ఉంది. కేవలం పేరెంట్స్ అది వెతికి తీయడమే మన బాధ్యత. మనం ట్రై చేస్తే వీళ్ళకి కంటిన్యూగా
Again, these are a few paintings which have been made by Tanay. He also engages in various other activities besides painting, and he's also won several accolades for the same. Thank you. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask.
We also have Tanay's family with us. So if you have any questions for them, you can ask them. And we request Dr. Lata ma'am to mediate the questions.
Thank you very much, Samruddhi, for that comprehensive presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
So many people have shared their congratulations to the Tanay family and to Tanay for his amazing artwork in the chat group.
So we can ask Tanay's family for their comments about today's discussion. So shall we proceed with them? Then again, if anybody has any questions, we can ask them to answer subsequently.
Yeah, if no one is asking, maybe I'll just ask a small question. I would like to know from Tanay's mother that in her when she was helping Tanay all through the childhood by taking him to different schools or exploring his interests, be it horse riding or whatever it is, different kind of swimming. What's her she also mentioned that some special schools actually rejected because of his extreme hyperactivity. So at any point of time, what's her experience that whether any kind of psychiatric medicines or these things have helped her? Did he ever took any such medicines? What's her experience and how did this hyperactivity came down significantly? Maybe anything I'll ask because I don't think that none of us, our trainees will speak Telugu. So, Amma Sampurna garu మీరు ఉన్నారమ్మా లైన్ లో?
నమస్కారం అండి, ఉన్నాను.
నమస్తే. సో ఒక చిన్న క్వశ్చన్ అమ్మా, చిన్నప్పుడు మీరు బాబుకి చాలా హైపర్ యాక్టివిటీ ఉండేది, ఈవెన్ 5 minutes కూర్చోవడం కూడా చాలా పెద్ద ఇష్యూ అని చెప్పారు కదా?
అవునండి.
సో త్రూ అవుట్ ద చైల్డ్హుడ్ ఏజ్ పెరిగే కొద్దీ ఈ హైపర్ యాక్టివిటీ ఎలా తగ్గింది? అంటే బాబుకి ఏమైనా సైకాట్రీ లేకపోతే అపరమైన మందులు ఏమైనా వాడడం జరిగిందా? డిఫరెంట్ థెరపీస్ కానీ అట్లాంటివి ఏమైనా ఇప్పించారా? మీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఏంటి మీరు చెప్తారా, కొంచెం షేర్ చేస్తారా?
తనకి మల్టీ టీమ్ అన్ని ప్రతి ఒక్క థెరపీ ఇప్పించడం జరిగిందండి కంటిన్యూగా. ఒకటి తర్వాత ఒకటి అన్ని కనెక్షన్ ఉన్నాయండి. తనకి ఓటీ అని, సెన్సరీ అని, స్పెషల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అని, స్పీచ్ థెరపీ అని ప్రతి ఒక్కటి, ఈవెన్ ఫిజియోథెరపీ కూడా ఇప్పించామండి. అలా ఒకటి తర్వాత ఒకటి తనకు కంటిన్యూ చేయటం వల్ల తనకి ఎంగేజ్ టోటలీ టైం ఇవ్వాలండి పేరెంట్స్. ఆ టైం ఇచ్చి తనకి ప్రొఫెషనల్స్ వాళ్ళు ఇచ్చిన గైడెన్స్ తీసుకొని వాళ్ళు చెప్పినవన్నీ మేము ఫాలో అవుతే వాళ్ళలో ఈ రోజు కాకుండా రేపు ఖచ్చితంగా ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్ ఉంటుందండి.
రైట్. ఇంకొక క్వశ్చన్, తన ఈ పెయింటింగ్ ఎట్లా చూస్ చేస్తాడు? తను ఇమాజిన్ చేసి చేస్తాడా లేకపోతే రియల్ లైఫ్ లో చూసి పెయింట్ చేస్తాడా? ఎట్లా ఆ పెయింటింగ్స్ డిపెక్ట్స్ వాట్?
తను ఎక్కువ వరకు బయట నేచర్ ని ఎక్కువ ఇష్టపడతాడండి. అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ ఇంకా నేచర్ ని ఎక్కువ ఇష్టపడతాడు. ఎక్కడ చూడనట్టు ఉంటాడు, అందరు ఎట్లా చూస్తున్నారు అనుకుంటాడు, కానీ ప్రతి ప్రతి క్షణము చెట్లను, ఆకాశాన్ని ఇవన్నీ నోటీస్ చేస్తుంటాడండి. అది వాడు ఆర్ట్లో చూపించాలనుకుంటాడు. ఇంకో అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ కూడా తన పెయింటింగ్ డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉంటుందండి. ప్రతి ఆర్ట్ వర్క్ లో చాలా ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్ ఉంటుందండి. డిఫరెంట్ గా చేస్తాడు. కొన్ని మాత్రం టీచర్స్ గైడెన్స్ తీసుకొని చేస్తామండి. అక్కడ స్కూల్లో కొన్ని ఆర్ట్ క్లాసెస్ లో వాళ్ళ గైడెన్స్ తీసుకొని చేస్తాము. బట్ అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ మాత్రం తన ఓన్ గా చేస్తాడు. నార్మల్ పెయింటింగ్స్ కన్నా తను చేసే అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ పెయింటింగ్ తనకి ఎక్కువ ఆదరణ దొరికిందండి. పబ్లిక్ కి ఎక్కువ కూడా తన ఓన్ ఆర్ట్ ఎక్కువ నచ్చుతుందండి. దాన్ని మోడర్న్ ఆర్ట్ అంటారంట ఇప్పుడు ప్రస్తుతం. అదే ఎక్కువ మంది ఇష్టపడుతున్నారండి.
రైట్, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి.
So I'll just also translate what mother has given as answer. What she said is that in the childhood of Tanay, she took the help of various professionals and attended a series of different therapies, be it sensory integration by occupation therapy, speech therapy. All those things have helped a lot during his childhood. And in terms of color picking, the question that I asked, how he chooses what image to paint, how does he chooses that? She says is that he usually will be observant and keen on the nature, though he may appear a lot of times that he is not paying any attention, that he picks up these things from the nature. And sometimes when he makes much more beautiful things when it is left for his choice as an abstract kind of thing rather than given a direction. But he also will be given suggestions from teachers who helped him in painting in the past.
Sir, someone from the audience, Mosaumi ma'am has asked, can you share where you teach him drawing to the mother?
Yeah. Amma Sampurnam garu.
సార్ చెప్పండి.
ఈ వన్ ఆఫ్ ది పార్టిసిపెంట్స్ ఒక క్వశ్చన్ అడుగుతున్నారు, మీ బాబుకి మీరు ఈ పెయింటింగ్ స్కిల్ టీచింగ్ ఎక్కడ ఇప్పించారని. మీరు నాకు ఎక్కడో ఒకటి గెస్ట్ ఆల్ట్ ఏదో చెప్పినట్టు గుర్తు నాకు. మీరు కొంచెం
అవునండి తను ఫస్ట్ ఆర్ట్ క్లాసెస్ బాబుని చూసి చెప్పడానికి చాలా మంది ఒప్పుకోలేదండి. తర్వాత జస్ట్ ఆర్ట్ అని ఒక గ్యాలరీ అండి, ఆర్ట్ గ్యాలరీ. అది వాళ్ళ మిస్సెస్ వచ్చేసి స్పెషల్ ఎడ్యుకేటర్ అన్నట్టు. ఆమె పేరు రత్నమాల. సో వాళ్ళు ఏం చేశారంటే ఈ అబ్బాయికి మేము అడ్మిషన్ ఇస్తాము. సో వాళ్ళు అలా అడ్మిషన్ ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. అక్కడ మంచి మంచి ఆర్టిస్టులు వస్తారండి. సో వాళ్ళు వేసేది చూసి మేము మా సైనిక్పూర్ దగ్గరలోనే ఉంటుంది ఆర్ట్ గ్యాలరీ. వాళ్ళు చేసేది చూసి చూడనట్టే ఉండేవాడు, అబ్జర్వ్ చేసేవాడు. మొత్తం వాళ్ళు ఎలా చేస్తున్నారని చూసి వాళ్ళు వెళ్ళాక ట్రై చేసేవాడు. అంత బాగా రాకపోయేది, బట్ వాళ్ళని చాలా వరకు అబ్జర్వ్ చేసేవాడు అండి.
Yeah, to the what mother has reported as answer to the question is that she lives in Secunderabad, an area called Sainikpuri, where nearby there is an art gallery where she used to take her kid in childhood. And in that art gallery, there is also a special educator who has given attention to this kid. And initially it was just only scribbling. And then gradually he picked up making these paints. So that's where he learned a lot of the beginnings.
సార్ ఆ తర్వాత హరీష్ సార్, సార్ జస్ట్ ఆర్ట్ అయిపోయాక జస్ట్ ఆర్ట్ క్లోజ్ అయిపోయింది సార్. కొద్ది రోజులు చెప్పాక క్లోజ్ అయిపోయాక తర్వాత మయూరి ఆర్ట్స్ అని అక్కడ మళ్ళీ కొద్ది రోజులు వెళ్ళాము. తన దగ్గర క్లాసెస్ తీసుకున్నాం. మహాలక్ష్మి అనంతనారాయణరావు గారని వాళ్ళు నేర్పించడం జరిగింది. కలర్స్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేశారు వాళ్ళు. ఆ తర్వాత అమేజింగ్ గా చేయడం మొదలెట్టాడు. మళ్ళీ తర్వాత వచ్చేసి స్పెషల్ టీచర్ నిపిడ్ లో రాజేందర్ సార్ అని ఇంకా జగదీష్ సార్ అని ఇద్దరు ఉన్నారు. సో నెక్స్ట్ ఇప్పుడు ప్రజెంట్ ఇక్కడ నేర్చుకుంటున్నాడు, ప్లస్ అక్కడ కూడా నేర్చుకుంటాడండి ఈ వీకెండ్స్ లో మహాలక్ష్మి గారి దగ్గర.
So she and both Tanay, they are continuing to receive services from NIPID located in Secunderabad. National Institute of Empowerment of Persons with Intellectual Disability. So there is something called as Department of Adult Independent Living, DIAL department there, where a lot of young people with intellectual disability or autism spectrum disorders do spend a lot of their time as part of daycare and vocational training. That's where he attends, and also he's getting suggestions and input from NIPID staff, and they also visit some professional painters in weekends in their vicinity. So that's what she is saying, that is now continuing as of now.
సార్ ఇప్పటికీ కూడా నేర్పిస్తూనే ఉన్నాను సార్ ఇంకా.
Yes, ma'am. So if anyone has any other question, maybe I can help in translation.
Sir, I wanted to ask the mother.
Yeah, please.
Is his hyperactiveness has reduced after giving so many therapies and maybe medication also? And how is his focus? Because as I see while painting, he is tremendously focusing. But in other activities, how is his focusing and then hyperactivity? Has it come down due to this therapies and all that?
అమ్మ, మిమ్మల్ని ఒక క్వశ్చన్ అడుగుతున్నారు మా పార్టిసిపెంట్. ఒకటి ఏంటంటే, పెయింటింగ్ తనకి చాలా ఇష్టము, దాంట్లో కొంచెం ఎంగేజ్ అయ్యే యాక్టివిటీ అయి ఉంటున్నాడు, ఆ టైంలో కొంచెం హైపర్ యాక్టివిటీ తగ్గుతుంది. బట్ మిగతా యాక్టివిటీస్లో ఎలా ఉంటాడు? హైపర్ యాక్టివిటీ మిగతా యాక్టివిటీస్లో ఏమైనా ఇంటర్ఫియర్ అవుతుందా, లేదా అవుతుంటే ఎంతవరకు అవుతుంది? మీరు ఎట్లా హ్యాండిల్ చేస్తున్నారు దాన్ని?
సార్ తనకి కుకింగ్ చాలా ఇష్టం సార్. కుకింగ్ తను చాలా ఇష్టంగా చేస్తాడు, బ్రహ్మాండంగా. తనకి చాలా ఇంట్రెస్ట్ కూడా. రీసెంట్ గా కంప్యూటర్ కూడా నేర్చుకుంటున్నాడు. కంప్యూటర్ లో తను మొదట్లో కూర్చునేవాడు కాదు. తన ఆర్ట్ వర్క్ ని కంప్యూటర్ లో చూయించి తనను అందులో కూర్చోబెట్టి తను ఇప్పుడు MS ఆఫీస్ నేర్చుకుంటున్నాడు అండి. అక్కడ కంప్యూటర్ తో పాటు తను మిగిలిన కుకింగ్ సెక్షన్ లో అక్కడ ఫుడ్ అండ్ బెవరేజ్ అని ఒక సెక్షన్ ఉంది సార్. అక్కడ HOD సార్ తనకి ఆప్షన్స్ ఇచ్చారు, ఎందుకంటే తన ఏ వర్క్ ఇచ్చినా అద్భుతంగా చేస్తున్నాడు సార్. ఈ ఆర్ట్ వర్క్ వల్ల తనకు ప్రతిదీ నేర్చుకునే కెపాసిటీ పెరిగిందా లేదా తనలో ముందు నుంచి ఉందా నాకు తెలియదు, కానీ ఏ వర్క్ నేర్పించినా కొంచెం టైం తీసుకుంటున్నా కానీ చాలా ప్రొఫెషనల్ వాళ్ళు చేసినట్టుగా చేస్తుంటాడు పని. ఇంట్లో కూడా టోటలీ ఒక పని తర్వాత ఒకటి చేయడం, ప్రతి పనిలో నాకు హెల్ప్ చేస్తాడు సార్ అబ్బాయి.
సో మిగతా యాక్టివిటీస్ లో ఈ హైపర్ యాక్టివిటీ అంత ఇంటర్ఫియర్ కావడం లేదు ఇప్పుడైతే?
అసలు హైపర్ అనేది నేను ఎప్పుడో మర్చిపోయాను సార్. హైపర్ మొత్తం టోటలీ తగ్గిపోయింది. తగ్గిపోయి కూడా నాకు కొన్ని సంవత్సరాలు, ఏ సంవత్సరం కూడా తెలియదు, అంత తగ్గిపోయింది సార్. బికాస్ ఆల్వేస్ ఈస్ డూయింగ్ ద స్క్రిబ్లింగ్, ఆర్ట్ వర్క్, క్రేయాన్స్, అవి కలర్స్ అని, వాటర్ కలర్స్ అని, అక్రిలిక్స్ అని ఏదో ఒక యాక్టివిటీ చేస్తాడు. ఇంట్లో కూడా ఎవరికి ఏ వస్తువు కావాలన్నా మొత్తం తనే చూసుకుంటాడు ఇప్పుడు. సో తనకు హైపర్ అయ్యే ఛాన్సే లేదు.
Right. So what mother is giving as an answer is that she has seen a kind of significant change in terms of reduction of hyperactivity after he started getting involved in painting, where he used to spend many hours. And of late, she is also introducing other things which he is showing some kind of interest, like computers, where she is bringing into computers also the art related works through MS Office, which he has some interest. And she has observed that now he is much more kind of focused in household chores also. He does a lot of cooking now. And she now says that he is no longer the kind of extreme hyperactive kid how he used to be. So overall, it's not that just in one activity. Overall, she sees a significant reduction, which is helping him to focus on a lot of tasks that he is able to do now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Small question. How did the mother or the parents get to know about the services by NIPID?
అమ్మ సంపూర్ణ గారు, మీకు ఈ నిపిడ్ ఉంది, నిపిడ్ దగ్గర ఇట్లాంటి సర్వీసెస్ ఉన్నాయి, మీకు ఎట్లా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ వచ్చింది? వన్ పార్టిసిపెంట్ వాంట్స్ టు నో.
ప్రైవేట్ క్లాసెస్ వెళ్ళేదాన్ని అండి, ఓటీకని ఇట్లా ఫిజియోథెరపీ అని వెళ్ళేదాన్ని. ఒక పేరెంట్ చెప్పింది ఇది చాలా ఎక్స్పెన్సివ్ అవుతుంది. ఆ టైంలో కూడా చాలా ఎక్స్పెన్సివ్ ఏనండి మాకు. రాను పోను ఛార్జీలు అవన్నీ చూసుకోగా మళ్ళీ అక్కడ క్లాసెస్ కూడా నాకు ఎక్స్పెన్సివే. కానీ ఎన్ఎంహెచ్ అని ఒక స్కూల్ ఉంది, ఇట్లా గవర్నమెంట్ సెంట్రల్ గవర్నమెంట్ అక్కడ అన్ని ఫ్రీగా దొరుకుతాయని ఒక పేరెంట్ చెప్పడం జరిగింది. మా తర్వాత సెక్షన్ వాళ్ళు వస్తారు కదండి, నా తర్వాత వేరే వాళ్ళు అలా వాళ్ళు చెప్పడం జరిగింది. అది మా వారికి వచ్చి చెప్పాను అన్నట్టు. అయితే నేను మా వారు వెళ్ళి చూసామన్నట్టు, ఇది గవర్నమెంట్ది కదా అని కొంచెం అనుకున్నాము. కానీ తర్వాత వెళ్ళి చూస్తే ఏంటండి, అసలు అక్కడ ఫెసిలిటీ అక్కడ కూడా ₹1 ఛార్జ్ చేయకుండా అద్భుతంగా అన్ని రకాల థెరపీస్ ఒకటే దగ్గర ఉన్నాయి సార్. సో అక్కడ అడ్మిషన్ రావాలని ట్రై చేశాము. సో అడ్మిషన్ మొదట్లో నాకు దొరకలేదు. సో నార్మల్ రెగ్యులర్ స్కూల్ కి బాబుని మార్నింగ్ అవర్స్ తీసుకెళ్తూ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ నుంచి ఈ స్పెషల్ స్కూల్ నిప్పిడికి గ్రూప్ టీచింగ్ లో ఇన్వాల్వ్ చేసేదాన్ని. సో ఇక్కడ నుంచి ప్రోగ్రామ్ తీసుకునేదాన్ని, అక్కడ నుంచి కూడా ప్రోగ్రామ్ తీసుకొని టోటల్ గా ఎంగేజ్ చేసేదాన్ని. ఈవినింగ్ అవర్స్ లో థెరపీస్ కి మా వారు ఎక్కడెక్కడైతే థెరపీస్ బాగా నేర్పిస్తారో చూసి నాకు తీసుకెళ్లడం, అక్కడ జాయిన్ చేయడము, మేమిద్దరం వెళ్ళిపోవడం, నేను బాబు అలా జరిగేది అన్నట్టు. సో టోటలీ టైం మళ్ళీ రిటర్న్ అయ్యేసరికి నైట్ అయిపోయింది. నైట్ వచ్చాక మళ్ళీ ఆర్ట్ వర్క్, మాకు టైం ఉండేదే కాదు అసలు. ఈ క్రమంలో మా అత్తగారు, మా చిన్న అబ్బాయి, మా టోటల్ ఫ్యామిలీ, మా వారు అందరూ సహకారంతో వాళ్ళ అనుకున్నట్టుగా మేము అనుకున్న గోల్కి రీచ్ అయ్యామని నేను అనుకుంటున్నాను సార్.
Right. So in response to that question, what she says is that she used to take her kid to private therapists when he was a kid, and it was expensive, where she was looking for solutions, and she came to know from other caregivers who were visiting that private center that there is something called as NIMH. This NIPID was called as NIMH in the past, which is run by the government. So then she took her husband, they made a visit to NIMH. Initially, she could not get admission. So initially, she joined her son in a group activities that is in the afternoon. So the boy would be engaged in the morning with other regular kind of activities. And then slowly he gained admission, which led to this journey. So she, in one sentence, she came to know about this through other family caregivers.
Thank you, sir. So here in the chat, there is one more question. Somebody has pointed out about how did physiotherapy help the child?
Okay. So maybe you will ask the mother that, అమ్మ సంపూర్ణ గారు, మీరు బాబుకి చిన్నప్పుడు ఫిజియోథెరపీ కూడా తీసుకెళ్ళా అని చెప్పారు. సో ఫిజియోథెరపీ వల్ల మీకు ఏమైనా ఉపయోగం అనిపించిందా?
బాబు లెఫ్ట్ లెగ్ ఎత్తి నడిచేవాడండి, టోస్ మీద నడిచేవాడు. తన వాకింగ్ సరిగా ప్రాపర్ గా ఉండేది కాదు, ఫుట్ స్టెప్స్ సరిగా వచ్చేటివి కావండి. హైపర్ ఉండే టోస్ వాకింగ్ ఉండేది, మూవ్మెంట్ చాలా ఫాస్ట్ గా ఉండేది. తను ఎటు పడితే అటు వెళ్ళిపోయేవాడు. అసలు ఆ టోస్ వాకింగ్ మీద తను చాలా స్పీడ్ గా ఎటు పడితే అటు వెళ్ళిపోయేవాడు. అస్తమానం తన ఫింగర్స్ కూడా కొంచెం డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉంటాయండి. తనని వాకింగ్ అది ఫిజియోథెరపీ చేయిస్తే సెట్ అవుతుంది అన్నారు. సో అందుకని ఫిజియోథెరపీ తీసుకెళ్ళాక అది కూడా యూజ్ అయిందండి మాకు. వాళ్ళు ఇచ్చిన యాక్టివిటీస్ కొద్ది రోజులు మాత్రమే తీసుకెళ్ళాను, తర్వాత ఇంట్లో నేను చేయించానండి. ఇంటి దగ్గర అన్ని అరేంజ్మెంట్స్ చేసి ఇసుక పోసి నడిపించడము, అది గడ్డిలో నడిపించడము, కొన్ని బుక్స్ చూసి ఈయన తనే వాళ్ళ నాన్నగారు చెప్పేవాళ్ళు, అవన్నీ నేను ఫాలో అయ్యి నేను చేయించేదానండి ఈవినింగ్ అవర్స్ లో.
Right. So what mother reports is that in childhood he used to have, apart from hyperactivity, he used to have toe walking, that he will not keep his flat foot. He usually walks on the toes, and his hand grip is also not that great. Therefore, someone has suggested that taking him to physiotherapy might be useful. She took him, and initially there were few sessions. Following that, she felt it was useful, and also she practiced in home, that making the child walking on sand. She used to prepare sand kind of flat bed on which he would be encouraged to walk, and also she used to prepare the kind of grass on which she would encourage him to walk. So that is what she recollects that has helped him, and after that I think she has not taken any physiotherapy, is what my understanding.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, Sampurna madam.
Yeah, madam, Lata madam, maybe I think we can wind up. So before handing it over back to you, I just wanted to thank Sampurna madam that she took a lot of her time to share a big video chat with us, which actually helped us to understand a lot about Tanay's journey. And she has now joined to give her life journey perspective to a lot of participants directly. And also, I wanted to thank my junior colleagues who actually took a lot of time to prepare this kind of trimming of videos, making this kind of 1 minute clips, which what we are seeing. Actually, there are around 30-minute kind of video interviews. Aparna, Deepa, and one another Steps project, Mr. Karthik, Samruddhi. They all did a lot of tremendous background work to make this presentation what we have seen today. And just back to you, ma'am, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I would like to thank the entire team for having this engaging session throughout today. I think those video clips shared by the family members and the kind of embedding it into the presentation and also translating and incorporating the questions and also addressing the queries by the other participants. So definitely it was a great learning experience for all the participants, and even for me it was a like great experience actually, because through their real life experiences we could actually understand the ground realities, because it is not very easy for the family members to actually accept and accept those challenges and also to later on find solutions. So here we have actually heard about the great stories from both the families and their contributions. So definitely it is not just a single individual, including the father, mother, siblings, uncle. Everyone has actually played like a greater role, and also they have done a greater to a greater extent they have contributed to the success of the individuals. So definitely we hope to get more such stories for encouraging people who are actually struggling to handle such situations. And thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. So just one last thing, that edited version of this thing also we will try to upload in the YouTube, so that people who want to listen to this again or share with others can we we'll upload it in our PRS YouTube channel with the help of Mental Health Education Department. And this kind of every fourth Friday afternoon we have R2R programs. So maybe next month or next month we will inform you in advance about what topic that will be. So we thank you everyone who has joined today's presentation. Hope this exercise has helped you to learn something, that what we wanted to convey as we can learn from each other. And people who have gone through their life journey can be actually helping us to learn something even at the beginning of our journey.
సార్ మీకు థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. హరీష్ సార్ గారు మీకు థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి. మీ గ్రూప్ కి, మీ టీమ్ కి అందరికి చాలా థ్యాంక్ యూ. మా తోటి పేరెంట్స్ అందరికి కూడా, నా ఈ గ్రూప్ లో జాయిన్ అయిన అందరి పేరెంట్స్ కూడా థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి, అవకాశం ఇచ్చినందుకు.
Sure, madam. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll wind up, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, both the families, Shija's family and Tanay's family, for joining and sharing your experiences. We are winding up the session. Thanks you, participants, for joining us.